Hunt had seen her be sexy and seductive when flirting with a guy, giving Hunt another unfamiliar feeling when it woke up a jealousy he'd never experienced with any other woman. But seeing her in this depressed state made him want to put the smile back on her face, even if that smile was never directed at him. Angela had stepped out from behind the tree. She stood looking fragile and lost, her arms wrapped around her middle.
"You shouldn't have called the cops. I'm fine."
She looked anything but okay. Hunt closed in on his friend. "Rad, step away from Cyn. Let's talk." Cyn's eyes pleaded with her sister.
"Please, come with me. I will keep you safe."
Angela held herself tighter.
"He doesn't mean it. He loves me."
Hunt had done this enough times now on the job and with Rad and Angela to know how this played out, and pinned Rad with his sharp gaze. "Did you hit her?" Hunt didn't see any marks on Angela this time, but just because he couldn't see them didn't mean they weren't there. "No," Rad scoffed. "We argued. She said some things, I said some things. It got heated. I knocked something over and it broke. I slammed a couple doors. I tried to storm out, but she got in my way. She fell. It was an accident." Rad held Angela's gaze the whole time, silently letting her know she better back up his story. Hunt had seen him do it before, but asked Angela anyway, hoping she'd tell the truth and not just Rad's version of it. "Is that what happened?"
"Tell him the truth, Angela," Cyn pleaded. "Please, you don't need to stay here. I will take care of you."
"I take care of her," Rad snapped, stepping towards Cyn. Hunt planted his hand on Rad's chest and shook his head in warning. Rad stared down at Hunt's hand on him, then met Hunt's gaze. "Really? You know me, but you're going to believe her?" He scoffed. Hunt tried to reason with Rad. "I know her too. And how many times have the police been called out here?" Rad pointed at Cyn. "If she'd stop calling the cops for no reason, you wouldn't need to come here at all." Hunt stepped closer to Rad. "Angela is crying. You're trying to bully Cyn to leave, and we both know something happened or Cyn wouldn't have called for help. So stay put right here, shut up, and let me do my job."
"I really wish you would."
Cyn glared at him again. He ignored her as much as he could, because when Cyn was near, he couldn't not pay attention to her. He approached Angela, waving his hand out so she'd walk away from their audience and he could speak to her without being overheard. Hunt stared down at the top of Angela's bent head. "Are you really okay, Angela? Did he hurt you?" He spoke softly, like he would to his niece, Eliza.
"I should have been more careful. I got distracted watching a movie and I left dinner in the oven too long. It burned. He worked all day. The least I could do was put a proper meal on the table."
Hunt's gut tightened as he heard Rad's accusing words in Angela's explanation. A simple accident had escalated to this. Other victims had rambled off scenarios like this on other domestic disturbance calls. Something innocuous got blown up into something more important than it ever was, and someone got hurt because abusers liked to make people pay. That made Hunt confront the very uncomfortable reality that his best friend had turned into a dangerous man. He'd seen Rad's quick temper flare several times over the years. It started in high school, but his anger always seemed justified, until recently. But maybe Hunt had never really wanted to look too closely at how Rad never seemed to be able to walk away from an argument or fight, and escalated things sometimes for no other reason than he couldn't control his temper. "You know, if you didn't have that smart-ass mouth on you," Rad spoke to Cyn, "you'd be a nice piece of ass." "Fuck you," was the comeback Hunt expected, but Cyn held her tongue until Rad opened his big mouth again. "Maybe I chose the wrong sister. Getting you in line might actually be a hell of a lot of fun." Hunt turned just in time to see Cyn's lips curve into a deceptively sweet smile.
"I'd rather be set on fire than let you put one fingertip anywhere on my body."
Rad sneered. "You're always such a fucking bitch."
"You're a coward who beats on women to make your small self feel big and strong and powerful, but we all know you're—"
Rad started for her, Hunt rushing to close the distance, knowing he was too far away to get there in time to stop it.
"Just compensating for a tiny—"
Rad backhanded the rest of Cyn's words right from her lips.